So basically, a lot of you guys might not know, but basically, J.K. Rowling is basically fighting Emma Watson right now. And if you don't know, J.K. Rowling is the one who created the Harry Potter series, which you should 100% have heard about. You know what I'm saying? So J.K. Rowling created the Harry Potter series, and now she's in this little feud with Emma Watson, who was the young star who played Hermione Granger in the Harry Potter series, right? So they're kind of fighting over trans right and trans women being women, which they're not, and shit like that. So to make a short story short here, J.K. Rowling is basically mad. Like, how could a girl that I basically turned into a star and made famous, speak so poorly against me, especially over this trans woman, whole trans situation, basically? Like, how could this be the situation? And responding to a tweet that she had, basically talking back to Emma Watson, how basically she's like, well, I literally made you rich and famous. You haven't even been through shit. That's why you can have these dumb ideas. And I'm like, oh, hell yeah. So this is where I have the tweet pulled up now, and I'll read it out for you guys. So, because her tweet was kind of long, I don't really need to read it because this is the really important thing I want you guys to understand. So basically, it reads as, this is a primary reason why you should never trust the opinions or thoughts of people who were child actors or got rich at a very young age in the entertainment industry. They're so disconnected from reality most of the time that they constantly live in la la land and don't mind parading their ignorance around with confidence. Having handlers will often prevent you from getting real scars that teach you how the world actually works. So I want you guys to understand something super, super fucking important, bro. A lot of these entertainers or these child actors, they don't fucking live in reality. They became multimillionaires at 14 years old. Obviously didn't have access to the money yet, but pretty much they had the millions of dollars. They just get it when they're 18. They made all this money at a young age. They had all these handlers that turned them into stars, that made them famous. So they can come out of all of that and they can have these stupid ideas like trans women are women and we should just have open borders. We should just let everybody into the country. Who cares? Even if they're a fucking crazy sex demon who's going to rape all the women, just let them in. It's all good. They can afford to have these ideas because they don't have to live in reality. They became a millionaire at 14 years old. That immediately disconnected them from what's real. That immediately disconnected them from what the average American has to deal with. They can afford to parade this ignorance around like we should just do all these things. All these things are great ideas when it hurts the average person a lot. It hurts the average woman a lot when she has some man, some grown ass man wearing a fucking wig, pulling up in the bathroom while she's, in the locker room changing, while she's just trying to use the bathroom. It's just some man walking into the bathroom saying, I'm a woman. No, you're fucking not. But like, that's the situation. But these actors, these entertainers who have been millionaires since they were like 3, primarily here, the child actors talking about Emma Watson here. She's been a millionaire since she was like 14 years old. She can have these horrible ideas. She can have these horrible politics because who's going to hold her accountable for this shit? J.K. Rowling was fucking broke at her age and had nothing. She actually had to deal with the trials and tribulations of reality. Emma Watson became famous and rich at 14 years old. Like, why would she have to give a fuck about what the average American has to deal with? Why would she even have to care about what's going on in politics? Her life is fine. And she can sit there on her high horse like, my life is fine. All these ideas should be good. You should just accept all these ideas. Who cares? To the point that you can even bite the hand that feeds you. J.K. Rowling literally made her. This is also a side thing of how women will always have no loyalty. But the point is, J.K. Rowling made Emma Watson into what she is. So the fact that she can turn around and berate this same woman talking about you don't believe in trans, right? You're fucking crazy. Bitch, I made you. What the fuck? But anyway, that's besides the point here. I'm saying all this to say that you guys should never, ever take the opinions of entertainers or any of these child actors, like, even moreover from Emma Watson, we're looking at Ariana Grande, we're looking at Selena Gomez, any of these young actors that got rich at a young age, you should not take them seriously. A lot of these entertainers in the music industry, you should also not take them seriously because they all have handlers. They all have enablers. From the entertainment industry side, when we're looking more at music, all these people that got famous, their fame is manufactured by enablers. Their fame is manufactured by record labels that are behind them, that are making them rich. Not that they didn't have talent when it comes to acting or music or whatever. I'm not saying that, but what I am saying is their acting or their ability to sing and their acting was produced or helped by the organizations behind them. So they're beholden to what their organizations want, not themselves. So a lot of these entertainers, they'll say whatever the fuck they got to say. They'll have whatever is the most popular political opinion because they know that's going to make them a shit ton of money. They're always going to prescribe to the best opinion that's going to help them gain the most financially. They're not going to say real shit to you. They're not going to say or have ideas that actually help you, especially as a young man watching this. They're not going to have the ideas or opinions that are actually going to serve you at all. Why would they? That's not going to make them richer. So they're going to say whatever's going to make them the most money. So they're going to push whatever ideas might be horrible for society, but are great for the views, are great for the money, and they'll give it to you. Because they don't have to give a fuck. They don't invest into politics. They don't pay attention to politics. They could give a fuck less. A lot of these entertainers don't give a fuck. And then on the other side of this, with the child actors, they don't give a fuck either. They've been rich since they were 14. They have their multi-million-dollar house over there in Beverly Hills, not away from all of the bullshit, so they can sit on their high horse and tell you, yeah, you should accept trans women as women. Fucking stupid. And I want you guys to protect your minds. Don't listen to any of these entertainers. Don't listen to these entertainers who are manufactured. It just puts you in a situation where now you are being pandered to by people who don't give a fuck about you because they've never given a fuck. They don't have to care. They pay attention to politics once every single 4 years and then start telling you how to think. Bitch, what the fuck? You've been a millionaire since you were 14. You don't even know what my life is like. Other 14-year-olds were playing on the recess playground. You were in a Hollywood studio shooting one of the biggest series of all time, one of the biggest movie series of all time. You know what I'm saying? It's like completely different worlds. And unfortunately, they're going to have these shitty ass opinions that they're going to try to portray or give you. So I want you guys to protect your minds. Don't listen to any of these entertainers, these actors. They're not served by telling you guys the truth. They're not served. They're going to say whatever politics benefit them. Even though if they obviously hurt you, they're going to say that there's more than two genders. They're going to say trans women are women. They're going to say we should have no borders. They're going to say all these things don't matter. Let's just let everybody come up in this motherfucker. Because it doesn't hurt them. It actually only serves to benefit them, whether it be financially or they've just been coddled for so long in their life because they became a millionaire at 14 that they don't understand what real reality is like. They can afford to have dumbass ideas and opinions because they don't have to live the same reality as you as a young man growing up in America. They don't have to care. They can just say whatever they want from their high horse. So I want you guys to protect your minds. You want to mess with guys that are going through real shit. You want to mess with guys who have been through what you've been through and understand or can see the world from your perspective, and can explain your situation to you better than you. A lot of these entertainers and these actors, they can't do that shit. When you get rich that young, you can't do that shit. You think Justin Bieber can explain to you about what it takes to be a man? The nigga became fucking famous and rich at 12 or 14. This is also why I think it's so dangerous for a man to get very rich at a young age. Because a lot of guys can't handle the shit. They haven't been through enough real shit. They haven't gone through enough real experiences to really mature them and give them a real good understanding of what reality is actually like. So point being, guys, ignore these entertainers, ignore these fucking child actors or actors that were famous since they were children. They don't know what the fuck's going on and they could care less. They're going to say whatever they need to say for money. They're going to say whatever they need to say to appease their organization. They don't actually have any real thoughts or opinions, and they definitely don't give a fuck about you, So that's that there. I think that's just so important for you guys to understand. Like, that shit fucking crazy when I saw that shit. Like, how can you, who was basically made by this woman gave you your entire career and all of your money, and you could turn around and bash her because she doesn't believe that trans women are women? Are you fucking stupid, bro? But that's what happens. That's what I'm saying. When you get famous so young, you don't have to deal with real life. Like, you just don't. So